Secret bases have been reported just about everywhere, from the alleged lunar bases to the secret underground complex at Dulce. It would seem that there are locations hidden all over this planet and even in the stars. And with that in mind, it would seem obvious that as our planet is 90% water, that many bases could be hidden under that water. There has over the years been many reports of USOs. If there are unidentified craft entering and exiting the water, what could they be doing? Where could they be going? And who could it be? Let's take a look. Welcome to IF, videos on history and mystery. Hit that subscribe button and ring that bell so you never miss a video again. We have heard about the more infamous locations like Area 51 and the underground base at Dulce. These places have received acknowledgement from the US government's alphabet agencies. The cat is well and truly out of the bag. So where do these agencies now go if they wish to do something in secret? Many believe that they head underwater and into a network of secret undersea bases. What are the advantages of having a base below the waves? There could be many, the most important being the fact it makes it easier to hide. Remote areas of the oceans are rarely visited, and the chances of a casual passerby witnessing something they shouldn't are slim. The ability to hide from satellites and other enemy spying technologies, the sea providing a barrier from the all-seeing eyes in the sky, as well as Joe Public. In an increasingly more technocentric world, the advancement of technology can be make or break for a country, and its power in terms of global political, economic, and psychological strategy. The hiding of even the smallest advantage over another nation is paramount. Another reason for using underwater bases is in preparation for space travel and the testing of constructions that will enable us to live on another planet. Water is often used to simulate the conditions of space. Astronauts train in specially designed pools, but these would be too small for testing of vehicles and buildings. Thus, those that are building this tech need somewhere to test, and these ocean bases fit that bill perfectly. If you want to go down the route of extraterrestrials, the same factors are in play, with only the protagonist changing. Building the underwater network could be a much more efficient means to hide from the public, and it does seem that those within the secretive groups recognized this a long time ago. 50 years to be more exact. Back in 1968, the Stanford Research Institute proposed the construction of many of these subaquatic bases. They designed a plan for a network of interconnected bases that would span the globe. The authors of this paper, a T.G. Warfield, now there's a name suited to the story, Warfield, and an L.R. Parkinson, no puns with that name. They outlined a detailed plan that would see over 30 structures constructed on the seabed. These buildings were both technically and economically feasible, and they proposed that the whole project could be completed in a period of less than 15 years. The two men were in search of $1.5 billion. First, to develop the necessary technologies for the building of such a project, and then for the continued building of the underwater habitats for the next decade and a half. This may seem like a lot of money, but in terms of a blank budget, it was not that expensive, especially over the length of time the project would take to complete. The project would consist of a wide range of different structures. There would be units designed to house the men that would man the station, as well as laboratories, workshops, docks, and the other essential units that would be needed to complete a sealed underwater environment suited to human inhabitation. The men had to design for every eventuality, and of course design around the problems of being underwater. These hurdles increased the deeper the men went. The men wanted to eliminate as many obstacles as possible and decided to build in shallower waters. They proposed the establishment of an in-bottom facility, and building upon this will present fewer technical difficulties, also making it easier on the submersibles which would support and use the base. They would subsequently complete the third phase of the demonstration program, which would be a remote deepwater station, and the evaluation of it a multiple base program could then be implemented. The cost of such a base program would be about $2.7 billion. For that, they would get the construction of a number of bases. The plan that was devised by the two men would seem plausible and something that the armed forces would be very keen on exploring. This then leads us to asking if they went ahead with this plan. If they did, how many of these bases did they build? And what advances have been made over the past 50 years that have gone by since the concept was introduced? We must look at those who followed the initial idea of the two founders. People like Lloyd Ducie, the man who was part of the project which built the bases like Area 51 and the subterranean base at Dulce. He spoke on the subject saying, "After World War II, political and economic factors changed the underground construction picture and caused a renewed interest to think underground. As a result of this interest, the Corps of Engineers became involved in the design and construction of some very complex and interesting military projects. Although the conference program indicates the topic to be underground facilities for defense experience and lessons, I must deviate a little because several of the most interesting facilities that have been designed and constructed by the Corps are classified." So if it is true that this project was funded and that the construction of the undersea bases has been going on for over 5 decades, where could these bases be? Well, one location that is thought to be home to such a base is Malibu, just 6 miles off the coast of Point Dume in Malibu, California. There is an unusual looking structure on the ocean floor. Google Earth provides us with an image of an oval shaped object. This structure has a flat top and pillars. These lead into a dark recessed entrance. Sitting at approximately 2,000 feet below the ocean surface, the structure measures nearly 3 miles in width. This could well be a construction that fits with the plans outlined by Warfield. This location has been the scene of many a strange occurrence. Everything from UFOs, USOs and disappearing ships has been reported. If you want to take a look yourselves, you can use Google Earth and search the coordinates 34 degrees 123-31 north and 118 degrees 59-45-64 west. The base has been downplayed by many that claim it to be nothing more than a natural formation in keeping with the geography found along the coast. This to me smells like they could be covering for those that do not want the secret revealed. It sounds very much like the early days of Area 51, and we all know how that ended. Maybe if Joe Public keeps the pressure on, then the underwater bases will also be admitted to by the government. What do you think? Is this base real? Who built it and what is it being used for? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you like what I do here on the channel, hit that red button, like and share. You can catch the latest by searching We Are If. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time.